Black History Month is coming up. But I'm here to tell my people that we need to study black history every day, 7 days a week. Now, I'm not about to go off in a uplifting black people rant like you think, because some of this stuff you never heard before. You know, I appreciate the brothers on the corner, the Hebrew Israelites preaching, saying that the original people in the Bible is black, which is true. I mean, facts. I mean, it's just true. I mean, it's get deeper. You have to really research to understand, but it's true. I appreciate that. I appreciate the Muslims that's been doing something since Elijah Muhammad started them out here, trying to uplift black people. I appreciate that. Appreciate Malcolm X. Appreciate Martin Luther King. But it's deeper than all that, because all this is helping us get our focus back. But it's deeper than all of that. We need to start learning our history. Not since we was coming up in school, we was taught his story, not our story. And our story is way deeper than, because what I'm telling you is the mother of all that. Ancient Africa, ancient Egypt, was the Greeks called Egypt, but it was ancient Kemet before this. That's our story. And if we learn how important of a people we was, and still is, we wouldn't do to each other what we do. You know, meaning the first physician is not from Europe. Even in his book, he said he learned his teachings from Imhotep. Now, the catch is, they got you thinking Egyptians was white. That's not true. White people didn't show up to what, 300 BC? In Egypt, which they call Egypt, that's a Greek name. It's really Kemet. Didn't show up to 300 BC. All this was ancient black Africans, whatever you want to call them. They was black people, and we had astronomy, we had science, we had physicians, and Imhotep wasn't really the first one, but he's the first well-known one. His mom and dad was one, and he was from the third dynasty. What that was, 2,000-3,000 years BC or more. We had all this, and the first university came out of Kemet. Everybody I speak of, from the Greeks, from everybody, they had to go to ancient Egypt, if you want to call them, to learn everything from theology on down. It was being taught there, and we talking about ancient black people. Scientific facts prove it. Knowledge proves it. It's just what it is. When I tell you, and let me tell you something. I'm not preaching racism because I don't think about the other races enough like that. I just think about my people, so I don't hate anybody. But it's nothing ancient about Europeans. That's a fact. We the only ancient people. The knowledge that everybody know that they're teaching in schools, that the Bibles, the Quran, it was all taught in one place. The preaching of one God came from ancient Kemet or Egypt, whatever you want to call it, from the Pharaoh Akhenaten. Now, they want to tell you maybe he got it from Moses. Nah, you got to learn your history. That's not true. I'm telling you this for a reason. We some serious people. We God's dust. We is beautiful, important people, but we've been conquered. And that's why we in the state we in. When Alexander the Great conquered Egypt, it been downhill since then. And it's a lot of history on this. I could talk for a month and won't even touch the surface. Facts, not myths. I'm talking facts. I'm not talking what you're supposed to believe because what a book say. I'm talking facts. If you have the money, you go there, you will see. We are important. I'm talking the European way, and this is the thing that's everybody touching upon when they read the Bible. The European way is a woman stand back. That wasn't like that. Not in ancient Kemet. The woman stood on the side. Was equal. Loved our women like we loved ourselves. Treated them like we treated ourselves. It wasn't the woman stand back and the man is the head. Of course, the man is the man of the house, but the woman was not treated like shit. Excuse my language. I didn't want to curse. And it didn't have to be no women's rights to be treated equal, just like the black had to fight segregation. It was none of that. How would you have Cleopatra and Nefertiti if it was like that? They was queens. They got you thinking that in ancient Africa they was worshiping other gods, but that's people that just didn't understand what was going on. That's not true. You are more important than you think. We are more important than we think. Europeans will never understand us because they couldn't then, they can't now. What they learned in them universities in ancient Kemet is what they ran with, and they conquered the world. And they still conquering. And we beat down so much we don't know how important we is. We really don't know. We walking around trying to dye our hair, straighten our hair, trying to look like the Europeans. And then they turning around trying to be like us. They taking melanin pills and everything. They tan and trying to get their hair black. They know what's going on. You don't. We so messed up with psychology, the psychology in our mind, we think white is right. When black is the first thing, and it's definitely right. Now, today's world, you have good white people because they don't understand. They didn't know what's going on. But white, I'm not preaching hate because I don't think about them enough. They got their kingdom. I'm about my people. And that's all I'm going to say for this video. That's all I'm going to get on. I'm coming up with more videos with facts and stuff like that. And for, like I said, the Hebrew Israelites, I see they got their YouTube videos and they doing their thing. But what they don't understand, what the people that own the Quran don't understand, Buddha and everything come from ancient Kemet. Black people. So if you want to be a Hebrew Israelite, cool. But they was Africans first. There wasn't no race made up as Hebrews. You got to know the history and know the facts. But when you get caught up in that mythology and the belief system instead of facts, you get caught up in that world. And what I'm telling you is the God's honest truth. You're a more special people. Start learning your history so we can keep on going. White people did stuff in the past for their future. We don't do that. We need to start doing stuff for our future, and learning where you come from is the way. Learning what you was here to do, learning what you're capable of, and what you is the way to move forward. And that's all I'm gonna say for this video. I got other videos coming up. I've been preaching I've been doing lectures, but I'm gonna start putting YouTube videos up so I can try to uplift as many as I can to understand how important we are. My name, Brother Robinson. Thank you.